Can do it. Stream for maybe an hour. We'll see how far we get. All right, where are we with this? We need to... I think the most important thing to start doing right now is adding some bounce light to the underside planes of... See, light is coming from here, hitting, and it's bouncing. Some of it is going to reach the underside of here into these shadows. It's already hitting like Zelda's feet and stuff. We did that already. So let's do it here. Hey Lamp, how are you? It's been a while. Been a while since I did a morning stream. It's early. It's very early. Okay, good. I just got back from a vacation, so I'm well rested, and I don't remember how to do this. So this will be a sort of a clumsy one. Let's see. Bounce light left big tree. Anyway, let me know if the music needs to be louder or softer. Levels sound good. Okay. I notice when I look back at the VODs, for what I'm so bad with this stuff, but the the morning streams where I try not to be too loud into the mic tend to be about right. So I'll try not to get too excited. That's because like my kids are still asleep, right? Here I am trying to remember. How much light? Oop, that's not it. How much light gets bounced? This feels too bright, but we can always control that. Let's just work on getting it in the right spot. Lamp, I don't know. Are you? You don't have to be, but I have a Discord. Theoretically, I have a Discord. All right, cool. All right. It's actually decently active Discord. I'm pretty pleased about that. And then go to Twitch. Channel. Here's my channel. All right, there's that. Okay, so. Oh, it doesn't say when I'm going live. But what it does do, which is good, is sort of continue the experience a little bit, because I'll share updates that are not specifically timely to the stream. Yeah. Also good for staying in touch and seeing progress when you're busy. Yes, I feel like it's easy to miss a stream, or like, because I'm not able to stream as much as I want to, for instance. But I can I can at least hop on Discord and explain why I can't stream as much as I want to. Because in some cases, hey, I'm off on a vacation, you know, or I'm sick, or like whatever, you know, things that, all good reasons that, you know, you don't necessarily need to know, but it is something where it's like, okay, Max didn't quit and die and fall off the earth, you know. One day I will, but that day is not here yet. Yeah, it's just another means of staying in touch, and you know, and if you've been working on any art projects, you want to share them or get feedback, it's an off-stream way of doing that. Zayla, what's up? Hope you've been working on your stuff. I'm good. Okay, good. This big chunk of light that I've just applied is to you made a banner for your YouTube channel. Cool. What's your YouTube channel? This was too even, so I need to cut into it. It feels feeling more natural. This is supposed to be about bounced light, so it has to come from below. Lamb, thanks for joining. Sailor Animations. Let me pull this up. There you are. You have 55 subscribers. I'm very jealous. Here. I'm going to subscribe to you. That's very cool. Here we have proof. So this is cool. I like your banner. Very welcoming. I like it. Right. Good work. Good work, Zayla. It's interesting you have a you're watching without audio. That's interesting. Okay. I didn't mean to call it out, but it was a little bit of an icon next to your chat handle that I didn't recognize, but all good. So this week, well, I'll go through a little bit of history. I just got back from Cabo San Lucas, or Playa del Cabo, whatever it's called. I think it's like two things. Basically, I had the resort experience down Mexico way. It was a lot of fun. Really great for my kids. I ate so much food and drank so much Pacifico. It was really absurd. But it's fun to indulge. So much going on in this piece. It's just such a morass now. I really don't know what I was doing, but we'll rescue it. Zayla posted their full banner for us to see. Let's see here. Very cool. That says it all. Sonic, and this is your character. Zayla, correct? I like how they have two colors in their eyes. Son of Sonic. Am I saying that right? Is it Zila or Zayla, right? I don't know. But that's my audience feedback. Unaffiliated third-party focus group. That's how I read it. Okay. Zayla, thank you for sharing. We appreciate the updates. Good work, good work. And now on this, I have to navigate my way out of this mess. What what was I going to do next? I think at this point I can start adding like particles and atmospherics. Right now it's sort of weird because on this it's like it's not that I have to, but my approach, and it's an experimental one, is I'm throwing all the ingredients into the soup, and then once they're in, I'm changing the amount of those ingredients that I put in. So I'm throwing in light, but then I can adjust how much of that light is there. Right? You see that? Or if I put in, okay, so it's like there's this amount of light there, but if I wanted to cut it back, I can do that. I know it's all very small and hard to see because everybody's looking on their phones. But if I add all the information I'm going to use, and I can see it start to work together, and then I can sort of adjust the levels of, like a music producer, right? You record all the instruments, even ones you aren't even sure you need, and then see how they're all starting to jam together, and then you can start to edit, right? Non-destructively. I don't have to have the perfect construction of how everything is in my head in order to get started. I might throw a little bit of reflected light, bounce light on this fun character because she's fun. Just a little bit. Helps it a little bit. Okay. Okay. Let's do a quick save. Okay, now what do we need to do? Well, we know there's dust. We know that there is there's dust. There is maybe I could throw a couple more lights on this really bright stuff. You know what? No. Leave that be for now. Okay. want there to be fog down here. It's like there's a pit of like low-lying mist. And I want there to be dust basically wherever things are cracking or falling apart. So there's going to be like crud and dust and like chunks of atmosphere sort of in a lot of places. This is going to destroy the file size. Probably take it from, how big is this? Oh, that's not so bad. I keep forgetting this is like a low-res image. So this is right now is 75 megabytes. That's actually nothing. Okay, so maybe there's hope. It'll be okay, maybe. First things first. Well, what is first? What does make sense? Should we start with the atmosphere more in the background? Or in the foreground? I feel like it probably makes more sense to start in the background. Okay, so that's just all one big plate. Kind of looks cooler like that. Motion blur. Smooth all that out, and then I'm just experimenting. This is an awkward getting back into it, but it's sort of a funny stage. Oh, that's cool. Look at that layer I had that I didn't know I needed. That's an overlay layer. that's the birds. Make a new layer called background fog. And so what is the color of fog? It can kind of be anything depending on the color of the light, I think, but I think it's generally accepted that fog is just air. And air is blue. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, here we go. Cool. All right, throwing around. Some nice chunks of fog. Kind of helps us backlight the scene a little bit better. So that's some fog in the background. Big back tree flats. Okay, so the farthest thing away is this big tree. Let's put a little fog in front of it. Maybe the color of that light. It's going in the wrong direction. Oh, look at all that shit. Maybe I can correct it. I don't know, something about that kind of strikes me. That kind of hits. That slaps, yo. Okay, so these back boblins. What are these two layers doing? My apologies to anybody watching me get reacquainted with this thing and not understand why I don't understand what's going on. Yeah, what's this here layer now? I don't get it. But these little guys kind of feel like they're in the wrong place in the stack. Big back tree. Fog. There. Now they're sort of in the same atmospheric group. So when I turn on the atmosphere for the tree, they get hit too, which I think is good. Probably need even more. Maybe not as much as that, but something like that. How that helps the silhouette of this main Moblin guy. Now what else? Let's work our way up the stack. This whole tree is somewhat in the middle background and everything on it. So what we kind of need to do this is going to be a disaster because everything is on a weird... It's not necessarily stacked the way it should be. But let's move forward nonetheless. Okay, that's the fog for that. Oh, that's some heartburn. Shit. Whew. Okay, maybe I'll... Don't typically have heartburn like that. What's going on? Oh. Hopefully it'll just pass. Alright. I'm here suffering for my art right now. Let's see here. Feels like it's trying to pass. Here, let's make a main screen suffering. Sort of like an embarrassment, or sort of hard to quantify what I'm feeling right now. It's a pit of my sternum. Feels about right. Sort of feels like my duodenum isn't closing. Right? Is that the word? Breathe through it, the yogis would say. Okay, let's switch back to this. The pain is somewhat lessened, so I'm going to push through. Okay, I've applied fog to most of this left tree, and now we can sort of erase out certain areas, especially if they're not super low-lying. It feels like that helps a little. Definitely painful heartburn experience. But it feels like the worst of it is over. I haven't had heartburn like that in 20 years. That's longer. That's a little strange for me. But I had indigestion coming back from Mexico. And to be fair, this is some strong coffee on an empty stomach. I don't know. I didn't have my usual pig out session last night, so I'm basically eating this on top of digested salad. Let me put this coffee arm's distance away so I don't get tempted. I'm getting old sucks. Okay. So now I'm adding fog to sort of set some of these spikes. They get more relegated to the background. And then I think individually some of them should come out more. But it might be easier to do that on a case-by-case basis. It's nice to see how well the fog is helping to break this apart without needing much else help. That's cool. It's helping to organize the space. Feels like where it's under the bridge, the fog needs to be bluer for whatever reason. sides like that. This is starting to look pretty decent, pretty acceptable. This one needs a lot of like last minute fine tuning because some stuff just isn't gonna fly. Certain bits of awkwardness, but those can be bridged compositionally pretty easily at the last second, so I'm not too concerned. Find some. So funny. Hold on, I'm gonna get a piece of bread. I'll be right back. Okay. In my mind, the bread will help absorb the shit in my stomach. Sort of counts as breakfast. Okay. Oh, this is fun. I saw this, check this out. My son drew a picture. So that's kind of fun. It's like a little dude. I think he drew it for his like favorite girlfriend. Getting good at that stuff. Okay, what was I doing? I think I was about to add some particles. So like we've done sort of like the atmospheric, at least the broad strokes, the important stuff. And now I want to see what I can do to like in between each of these moblins, they have like theoretically kicking up a bit of dust, right? Now, did I already add that? Is it already there? Okay, so you can see there's actually, it's subtle, but it is actually already there. But instead of having it be subtle, we can make it a little more apparent. And we can paint into that dust stuff that feels a little bit more. Let's see here. half a brush for just such an occasion, if I can find it. However, it used to hit differently. They've changed a lot about how some of these brushes work. Something like this feels closer. It's almost glowing. We need this. Different. Shit. Fuck. God damn it. Sort of equal parts light and dark. So you get the contrast reading both ways. So right now the drawing's telling me that it needs some things. It needs some things. It needs things in the composition. It needs something a little bit more significant needs to be happening over here, which is doable. We can make this guy a little bit more important by having a shaft of light sort of, it doesn't have to be as obvious. It can just sort of be a little bit of an opening that comes down, gives him some importance. And then something similarly over here. Just kind of like an accent can come in. And the light can, you know, open and break in any place in this scenario. So it's not like it's crazy. But it just feels that way to me. And I think the good news is that shouldn't be particularly painful. And it doesn't need to stop what we're doing right now. We're very nearly there with the, like theoretically, I guess what I should do is stop and then add that light in these two areas because it's needed. It's more needed here. It's sort of, essentially, it's like if you squint at it, you see this interesting thing here in this area. And then your eye wants a little bit of release, so it sort of makes its way over to see where all this action is coming from over here. But then this all just reads as one note, right? And that just doesn't look, given all the information we have here, why then is it reading all as one note when we could give it some distinction? So we'll have a little bit of just some of this opening in the canopy, a little bit of light comes down, sort of makes a hero of this guy, and he's one of the better looking of the bunch. We see him clearly. Composite, he's sort of like falling there in the composition as that guy. You know, we see his butt. You know, he's got a big club. I want to especially make sure that his reed is separated. Like this club is in his hand, not this guy. And that needs to be more distinct. And then after we're done looking at all this fun, we could say like, oh, okay, well, let's see what's fun over here. And there's all this stuff. And we can take a moment to like rest on these guys falling. They fall into the spikes. The spikes shoot our eye right back up. We're over here again. So there's this fun flow. But definitely needs those accents. That's my theory. Okay, so that's that saved out. Wonder if I should just do that next stream. How long has this been going? Oh, been doing this an hour. All right, well, that's good enough. This is a return stream. It's awkward. It's clumsy. No big deal. And we actually made a good amount of progress on this. Come next, we will solve the problem of adding light to this guy, adding light over here. Then I feel we will be very close. We will be very close. All right, and just so, because I know we all love this, or at least I do, helps keep me sane. The process of eventually we correct for the lighting. God, that looks good already. I wonder if I should even just call it quits. Well, after my big ol' spiel, maybe it still needs those things that I was talking about. Stuff does look good, though. All right, but 6:30. My kids are going to be up soon, theoretically. Mess around a little bit more. I'm bad. I'm being bad. Theoretically, it's not going to take forever. Okay, much brighter light. And that might look something like this. And maybe he's like halfway in the light. All right. Oof. That was unfortunate. It felt good to get it out. Probably TMI, but I did pick up a bug or something in Mexico. Either that or it was just pure indigestion, but there was some consequence to the overindulgence. probably safe to say that if light is hitting on this guy as much as it is here, that it should hit some of this bridge more as well. Welcome. I'm glad I hung out a little bit longer. I was tempted to finish up, but it felt a little premature. Even though the morning is getting on. Oh, and I'll tell you something. I had heartburn earlier. I guess it's from drinking a strong coffee on an empty stomach, but like I do that all the time. The outlying factors, I've had some tummy trouble since I got back from Mexico. Me being a total gringo. Right now I'm trying to do something a little bit more distinguished on this right side. In terms of breaking up the sameness of this whole group. So I'm going to have like a little bit of light sort of hit here. Pick out like one of these guys and then one of these guys that are falling down here to help balance it out a little bit. And we'll see how that works. It'll, at the very least, just be on its own layer. So if it sucks, we can dial it back. We don't need to make it more important than it is. It just felt like something should be there. A little more visible. Not too green anymore. No, and I added a bunch of blue fog. So if we look, I don't know if it'll be easy to see. So like this was before, and this is now. Yeah, I don't know why it's opening Photoshop. I didn't tell it to do that. Okay, don't do that. Okay. This is before. It's like very dark, very green. And this is currently, and adding the fog helps separate all the darkness. And then this is getting too bright. I'll admit that, but it, again, it's like I said, it's on its own layer. It'll probably be more like this. Omoshiroi, the Japanese would say. I'm not sure what that term means. Now I have to look this up. First, you tell me your translation, and then I'll look it up. It's interesting. Oh, oh, that's funny. So my old buddy used to say, whenever, like, whenever he wanted to, like, sarcastically make fun of people, it'd be like telling him something boring. It'd be like, oh, did you know that blah, blah, blah? And he would look at them and go, oh, interesting. Very interesting. That's so... That's really interesting. That's really interesting. It's interesting. Pretty interesting. What a dick. Fascinating. Oh, just fascinating. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, let's get back to this. You kind of have to do that with kids too, because it's like they'll give you like, be like, this is the most amazing pirate treasure, and they'll give it to you, and it's like a rock. Or like a piece of poo. You don't even know what it is. You're just like, wow, thanks. It's amazing. They're like, eat it. I'm like, no, I'll save that one for later. Too full right now. They're like, Dad, I made mud muffins. Eat one. Can I later? Okay, so yeah, fallen floor Cheerio. Yeah, exactly. Although my wife will do that. She'll like drop food on the floor. She's like, "Oh, you can have it." You bitch. She only halfway means it as a joke. But on the other hand, she knows I'm like a dog and I'll eat like fucking crap falls on the floor. I'm like, it's still good. Anyway, Mexico was fun. Had a very, you call them like the stereotypical Mexican beach resort experience, where you just basically just go out to the pool all day, and they serve you drinks and bring you burgers and nachos, and that's it, just all day. I managed not to get sunburned at all the entire time. I put on lots of sunscreen. was very attentive to this. I even picked up a few jobs while I was there because I brought my work stuff just in case I needed to work. I ended up needing to work, and so like I got like I did 2.5 days of work. Yeah, helped pay for a trip. The way my wife finagled it, it was actually affordable. That had to do with our friends sort of loaning us their timeshare, and like for no cost. So that was cool. I was not tempted to buy into a timeshare, despite having a good time. But the yeah, it was a very relaxing experience for me. Weirdly, having a little bit of work to do made it even more relaxing. Because it's like, what gives me the most anxiety is not knowing when my next job is coming in. That's like anxiety hell for me. It's really hard. So that's when I want to stream the most, and my wife is like, no streaming while we're on vacation. Otherwise, I would have given it a shot. I was down, but she has a point. But anyway, she did not have any such rule about me working. She was actually happy enough to let me work and make some money. So, and part of that was because it was like easy. The kids were fine, just going to the pool, and guys come around, take your order. The kids are like, I want mango and strawberry smoothie. And my other kid's like, me too. And so they just come and they bring two, It's all included, and it's like amazing. So temporarily you feel like a billionaire. It's all like an illusion, of course, but then eventually you settle up and there's this big bill. But I had a good time. Undeniably had a great time. As you would hope. Kids learned some Spanish words. I pretty much overdosed on tacos. Endless, it was cool. Endless Pacifico, endless tacos, tequila, wine. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, done now. Back now. Arctic Wolf, hey, how you doing? I see you shared some art. Handed in my hand-drawn animation basics midterm assignment test. Oh, that's good. I'm trying to cram this in before I gotta share it in the Discord. I gotta cram on this until my kids wake up, which is like any second now. This is my first stream since coming back, so I'm not gonna lie, it's been awkward. You missed a serious attack of heartburn, which I rarely ever get. But again, I'm gonna attribute that to me just having sort of sensitive stomach coming back from Mexico, because I'm not prone to that usually. But like they're like on the last day they were like, do our taco truck experience. So I went, and I love tacos and like insane obsessed about them. So we go, and they basically had like all kinds of different tacos and meats and stuff. And I was like, I was already full from having just eaten, and then I had like 5 more tacos and some tequila and red wine and Pacifico. And then that night I was just like, oh, it was like a brick in my stomach. Totally deserved it. What a piggy. But pretty worth it nonetheless. Okay, so that feels like that breaks that up a little bit more. What do tacos taste like? Yeah, I had heartburn. Oh yeah, those are my fancy cats. You ran out of paper. Yeah, I had, because it's gone away now. Sort of a long story, but my brother gave me a like a Nescafe machine, which is it's like an automatic coffee maker, but it's very it's like, unlike my Keurig, which makes like coffee at like 15 to 20% strength, it's like the world's weakest coffee, so I can drink like 3 cups of it, it's nothing. This stuff is actually like real coffee-ish, more like a cappuccino or something like that, from like a real thing. And yeah, it was strong in my stomach. But normally, like, I'm constantly bombarding my stomach with crap, so it's used to it. But when we got back from Mexico, I needed to process. And by that I mean not eat and simply expel from my body what was remaining. So that took all of Saturday. I didn't eat a single thing pretty much all of Saturday. I didn't exactly feel ill, but it was like, I need to let this pass. Yeah. And then yesterday, because my stomach had shrunk, I was taking it easy on the eating, just eating small bits of stuff and only healthy things. And I didn't drink at all. So what's funny is, like, I overindulged. My wife and I both agreed we were joining gyms as soon as we got back from Mexico. So that's a new thing, is I'm going to join a gym. Aren't we all? But that's the plan, at least. She seems to support that. So cool. And then bambooers, a day fast. Yeah, so I needed that fast. Get my best viewers. I got my best viewers. I did the day fast thing, and then yesterday was healthy eating, and today I'm rewarded by having heartburn, which I never get. Overindulging reminds me of your mom, who after being in the West returned home to our island and overindulged in seafood and became allergic to shellfish. Oh, that's the worst. High school classmate who had their own coffee company, who they sold to their parents to pay for college. Interesting. Very interesting. No, that's actually pretty cool. That was a joke from earlier where I was talking about how the word interesting is like, oh, you can say almost anything complimentary, but in a sarcastic way. And it's like, it becomes an insult. Like, oh, yeah, that's fascinating. They're special. They're really special. That's like such a dick thing. But no, that's cool. Sorry about your mom having shellfish allergy though. It's like deadly. Hopefully not. I'm convinced now that tortillas make me fat. I'm very convinced about this. I don't know why. I'm the only guy in the world that tortillas make fat, but that's me. That's my cross to bear. Umoshiroi. When I was a child, I got a bag of Lay's chips and got sick overnight. I spent most of my youth avoiding Lay's chips because they made me feel sick. I thought I developed a Lay's chips allergy. Yeah. Probably just coincided with whatever weird bug you actually happen to get at the time. I mean, I think that, because what's the reality? Like, yeah, it's too oddly specific, right? First time I ever got drunk was off some like cheap tequila, and I was just puking everywhere. Great time though, but puking everywhere. And so I spent most of my early adulthood avoiding tequila. Because of just the association. That stuff, it's our human nature, right? And it's like, oh no, that made me sick, so I'm going to stay away from it. You get a bad you get burned, you know? You're like, ah, shit. Fuck that thing, you know? Okay, I can tell my kid is awake. No, I don't think I have a taco allergy. No. But didn't take long before I was craving them again. What do you recommend I try for my first ever taco? What's your country of origin again? I know you're in Canada. Are you in Taiwan? Are you Thailand? Taiwan, yeah. The that is a bad thing that I do, and I think probably a lot of people in LA do, which is conflate Taiwan and Thailand just because the words sound similar. So apologize for that. Tacos are just, I mean, everything you can kind of, very different places, of course. But if you were in Thailand, I'd be like, don't they have tacos in Thailand? Because it's pretty much almost anything you wrap loosely in something. Just get if you're ever in LA, just go to a street taco. Get the the rice wrappings. Yeah, so the difference between a taco and like for instance, a really yummy stuffed pork egg roll, for instance, I know it's on the other side of the world, but LA is the world's city. All right, every country can get the representation. What the fuck? Stupid shit. Every country is represented here. Hopefully this is working. The music stopped, I know. All right, it's back now. Come to LA. All have a place here. But anyway, yeah, I think they have taco trucks in LA. Oh, you mean in Taiwan? I mean, I couldn't vouch for like the authenticity of like a Taiwanese taco experience, but that said, what I found funny was I was in Mexico and I would order tacos at some of the restaurants that were on the premise, because they had like 5 restaurants on the thing. I'd order tacos and they'd bring me a plate and I'd be like, what the fuck are these? I'm like, we have a different definition of the word taco. Of course, like, I think taco, it's not like a strictly defined term, right? It just means like a little snack or something, right? Like, what is the definition of a taco? Listen, you can't die before you have a taco. You can die before you do anything else, but you have to have a taco. Let's see, what is the definition of a taco? No, not Taco Bell. Taco definition. Taco, a Mexican dish consisting of a fried tortilla. Not always a fried tortilla. Typically folded with... I don't think they're always fried. Filled with various mixtures such as seasoned meat, beans, lettuce, and tomatoes. But like a tortilla can be substituted for anything, and so it's just like a flap, like a pita sandwich or whatever, a gyro or whatever is not. It's basically a taco, you know. And in Thailand, you know, they'll have a taco, but it's wrapped up in like cabbage leaf or something like that. Taco versus burrito, what's the difference? A burrito is like wrapped up like this, like a baby, like wrapped, like swaddled. Yeah, if Sex was right. If you type taqueria near you, if something calls itself a taqueria, that means they specialize in actually having delicious tacos. They're bragging about how good their tacos are. Taco Bell, not a taqueria. But I eat Taco Bell, I don't care. But like, I like all kinds of tacos. Except I got tacos one time in Texas. Those were not very good. And no shade to my Canadian brothers, but tacos in Canada, also not good. Also tacos in Alaska, not very good. But once you learn how to make yourself a taco, you've got no excuse. You can just take tacos where you go. Oh. Also, I tried tacos in Iceland, and those were not good either. So... no surprise, however, that these taco places were not... I wouldn't call them Mexican proprietorships. It's always like, a random white guy being like, I'm bringing tacos to Iceland. I was like, you're not doing a good job. 2 hours for tacos? No, don't do that. Make them your own. I'll do a, all you really need to do is see if you can get corn tortillas. Tortillas. This is the other thing, is I came back and I was like, I have perfect Mexican pronunciation now. No se permite nadar. Prohibido nadar. Get corn tortillas. Tortillas. Prohibido nadar en área de banderas rojas corrientes submarinas. Because if you can get a corn tortilla, flour is not recommended in my opinion. But corn tortilla, if you can get a corn tortilla, you're in business, because I can show you how to do the rest. Or you can look it up on YouTube. But it's just spiced meat and some fresh veggies on top, usually onion. Cilantro. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go. Unfortunately, my kids are awake, so gonna call that a stream. Good one though. Nonetheless, managed to crank out some good stuff. Probably massively overpriced. I mean, it's an import luxury item. But, you know, if you can get them made right, might be worth it. Okay. All right, I'm going to let you all go. I can hear my kiddos having a fit. Being a little bit bad dad right now. Not bad, but things got interesting, so I got sucked in. Someone said tacos, and I was like, I'm in. What are we talking about? All right. I do this, and I go, tacos? Yeah, I said tacos, and then you said tacos. Then I was like, oh, we're having a conversation about tacos. I was like, tacos. Ah, tacos. All right, good. We have common language. All right, that's gonna be it. I'll check y'all later. Adios.